Buffalo Bills had their second day of training camp today, and it was a little bit warmer out there today than it was yesterday. The team did not start camp right off like they did yesterday, but the practice was intense and a good one to be at and a good one to watch. The key things that I saw during camp and my star of the day, definitely Keon Coleman. He had a great day. You know, yesterday they were concentrating on the red zone and trying to score touchdowns. Today they concentrated on plays from midfield. They did a lot of their snaps from the middle of the field, and they were hitting Coleman left, hitting Coleman right, hitting Coleman deep, and he really had a dominant performance today. I know some people were down on him yesterday, but one day shows you the next day he's going to be fantastic. And I hope he grows on today's practice because he was our star of the day. Over to the defensive side, there were two players that stood out to me, and they're both on the defensive line, and they're both rookie draft picks, Walker and Jackson. And they both had really nice performances at their positions of defensive line, causing penetration and run stopping. So I go with both of those guys, especially Walker, on how great of a practice they had today on defense. They did a lot of drills today where the offense stayed over on the Mayfield and the defense was over on the other field. And one thing that I thought was really unique was during 11-on-11 when they did come together, Joey Bosa stayed behind and stayed over on the other field working on some one-on-one drills with coaches. So he working on some separate individual things while the team was doing 11-on-11. Bosa's a veteran. He doesn't need to be over there on 11-on-11. If he needs to work on some individual things, or if we're just trying to make sure that he's healthy for the season by not exposing him to 11-on-11 drills during practice, I'm very, very fine with that. If Bosa fine-tunes some things for himself, that's a great thing. So, great practice, and Shakir had a good practice as well. You saw him showing off his abilities. So yesterday it was won by the defense. Today I think the offense took a step up in their production. Without, like I said yesterday though, without pads, it's a little bit hard to judge everything. When they get pads on later in practice, we'll be able to see a little bit more about what's going on. But usually the defense does have an edge early in practice because the offense is still learning their plays and things, and the defense just has to react. So I think that today was a good sign, especially to have Coleman and Shakir both have really good practices. So on to the autographs for today. Before practice, Ed Oliver was nice enough to sign this for me. As they are going to be wearing these old red helmets again. I actually got this plaque several years ago when they were still wearing the red helmets. How long ago? CJ Spiller signed my other one. But this is signed by Fred Jackson, as you can see Fred Jackson. Fred Jackson signed the other one too. This one is signed by Ed Oliver, as you can see on there. I asked him to just sign it really large above the Buffalo, and he did before practice even started. So also before practice, Landon Jackson, before mentioned, who had a good practice today, signed this for me. Landon is much bigger in person than he looks on television. And what I would say about our defensive line with Groot and him and Walker and some other guys, Sanders, if they can't get to the quarterback, get your arms up because it's going to be hard for the quarterback to throw over you guys because you're so tall. And then Joey Bosa came over right at the start of practice and signed these for us. He signed this one for me, and he signed this one as well. And then he really had to go. He signed for a couple of other people that were over by me, but he had to run. He said he didn't want his coaches mad at him already. Because, this is his second training camp practice, and with the team, he didn't want the coaches already mad that he was over signing autographs. But he did do that. And then before practice as well, I had asked Chase Lundt to come over to sign an autograph. But, the guys are warming up. They're getting ready. But he did like this, like Sanders did yesterday. And Sanders didn't come back. But Sanders did talk to me a little bit. Showing that he may come over if he can. And after practice, he did. So Chase Lundt, one of our draft picks this year, offensive lineman, signed that for me. He actually apologized for not being able to come over before practice. Okay, well, that's odd because players just don't seem to care nowadays, but he obviously did, and that's appreciated. I saw Brady, another offensive lineman, signing autographs after practice. I think Shakir did. I asked one of the security people if someone signed over by the other fence, and he said that Gabe Davis stopped by. Gabe Davis isn't on the team. I think he meant Ray Davis. So, because I did see Ray leaving that area, but I didn't know if he was still practicing or if he had went over there to sign a few autographs. So I think it was Ray Davis that signed autographs. So, overall a good day. 3 new players for the wall that I did not have, obviously, because they're all rookies. And Ed Oliver to go up on the red helmets. I really, I like these red helmets. I like them a lot. But I thought they were going to go with something more new looking. Like a blue helmet, maybe, or something. I guess if you're going classic, I like the standing buffalo myself. But these are nice too. As a Bills fan, I like everything to do with the Bills. They did have the water working today, which is a great step up for our players to have water. And it was definitely hot, so they needed that. That was the biggest thing from practice today. I think today was probably, hopefully, knock on wood, it's going to be our hottest day of practice. So with that, shorter video today, but I say, James Cook had a nice practice again. I know there was some things that he said after practice that the media likes to blow up, but you know what? He's on the field, he's doing talking. He's not holding out, he's not holding in, and he's just going out there and showing us that he can get the job done. And I think that's the best way to really contract negotiate. Show it over and over again what you can do on the field. Like Dorian Strong told me yesterday when I told him people are taking notice of what he's doing, just do it every day. Every day, build on each other. And at the end of practice today, the DBs made a huddle. And really, they were in deep prayer for a bit. And then they stayed in that huddle for a while. The cornerbacks, not the DB, all the DBs. The safeties weren't over there. But the corners were. Every single corner on the team in a circle, in a huddle for, I think it was well over 5 minutes. And I think it showed that they have each other's backs. I think that was what they were talking about. I don't know if Hard Knocks shot that at all, but I would be really interested to hear what was said in that little huddle. But when Hyde and Poyer were on the team, all of the defensive backs, you could see them as a group. I hope that you can see Taylor Rapp and Cole Bishop, they're together all the time. Hamlin is out there, but there's definitely camaraderie. I hope I said that right. Of our corners right now. So that's a good thing to do. So with that, remember, God loves you, and so do I. So be good, do good, God bless, and go Bills!